What are you talking about? Can you give a little context? What are you going to talk about?
We
Okay,
will
so more or less, I
discuss, right?
think the intent with which we started over here right now was let's have a discussion on sales and how sales are happening right now. I did have a conversation some time ago talking about how this entire freelance marketing or sales would work. But now that we are here talking about the entire startup ecosystem that we were talking some time ago, for any startup, is there any generalistic way or a path or a system that can be followed in which you have the maximum possibility of probability of converting sales? I think this question is more or less directed towards Rahul because he's already into this. But Rahul, would you want to take a lead?
Yeah, sure. I can start off with it. So basically, what's the typical sales playbook which a early stage startup should follow?
Yeah, yeah, that
Yeah, yeah.
that would be appropriate. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think there are two factors involved with this, which is how is the founder market fit, not the product market fit, the founder market fit. So let's say, especially for B2B or even for B2C, it's quite relevant. Even for service industry, it's relevant. So it's kind of sector agnostic that whatever industry you're starting in, what's the background of founders in that particular industry, in that particular market. So let's say I'm starting a sales product today. Have I worked in sales before? Have I do I have any experience in sales before? Do I have a network of salespeople around me? So that's the first question which you need to ask yourself. How's your founder market fit? For a lot of people who are new and starting out, that might not be the scenario. You might not have strong founder market fit. So in that case, even I don't consider I have a very strong founder market fit. I'm just like I've worked in like 1.5 years in professional sales. So yeah, in that case, the playbook to be followed is content-led sales playbook. So if you go directly out there and start selling, it's a little tough for you to make it happen because earlier in the early days, your outbound funnel or then reaching out to people would be majorly broken because it's a lot of testing which requires over there and a little bit of combined strategies with marketing is required which you can't do right now as an early stage company. So if you're starting out with sales at an early stage as an early stage startup, then start building content and start using it as a hook to bring people in, or use that content itself when you're reaching out to people and start to build relationships around that content. So let's say if you are maybe let's say selling web designing services, and then just publish a like a 5 6 page handbook on how restaurants website anatomy should look like, and then use that to start conversations with the people who own restaurants. Use that as an opening way to get to them or the ones who manage it, and then kind of take the conversation further from there. What content does, and especially if you create it with proper like regularly, it just creates trust. So before you have to create your own funnel, which will be majorly fueled by human labor, you would already have built a proper distribution on the other side, which is with the content you are creating. So it gets easier, and then you get the first few case studies with which you can go and then start selling or doing outbound sales in particular. So I think that's the playbook for an early stage company: built in
Just
services, built in product.
So Ojas and
just
Rahul, I think I have a case study with me right now,
Mm,
which is so elaborative, but at the same time would help everyone. Like someone who's listening to us as a freelancer and would want to approach an organization like that for their maybe if they would want to do social media or marketing or advertising or lead generation or sales for an organization like that. Maybe I
mm,
have a case study to pitch in over here. So we see there are so many edtech. I won't call them edtech, but there are so many
okay.
educational institutes around us. Maybe someone is selling a particular course, or there is an academy that teaches C++ programming, or if there is any a coaching class around us, or there are organizations who specialize into your Six Sigma, your green belt, black belt training certifications. So let's pick up a case study of this organization or somewhat similar to this, like even coaching classes to be included in that. अभी इनका सपोज मुझे कॉल आ जाता है कि हाँ भाई थोड़ा बहुत नाम कमा लिया है मार्केट में, बहुत सारे बच्चे रह चुके हैं, we also have professionals with us, and we are doing really good with what we teach. But if they approach you as a company and who is seeking out digital marketing services, So how should we approach uh, as either a company or as a freelancer to help them with? Now this of course can be broadly divided into three segments, where the first part can be marketing, which I think I can talk a bit about. Ojas, if you want, you can absolutely take on the advertising part of this. And then maybe lead generation and sales is what I think Rahul can add a lot to it. How do you find this case study? Kare is pe kaam aaj.
Yeah,
Works. Works fine.
the way I think this is good to work is two ways.
Hmm.
First, either run lead gen campaigns directly on social media, which Ojas can talk about, and then
Hmm.
have a sales rep who's going to follow up on those submissions. That's first. And
Hmm.
second, either drive traffic to a landing page on a website and then
Hmm.
have inbound sales reps sitting inside live chat on the website
Hmm.
itself, and then start conversations with every visitor and try to close them down accordingly. So this is how I would think like conversions will work with sales and marketing in this
Hmm.
case. Or just can talk about the
So
advertisement part.
So what I feel is maybe I can lead this with setting up a context and ये case study सही है ना but वो just कर ले इस पे.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think it's good.
I think
Yeah.
this is good. Yeah.
Sure. So let's assume that there is a coaching class, or there is an educational service provider, or there is this certification providing companies. अभी इन्होंने बहुत सारे बच्चों को प्री कोविड ट्रेन करा होगा, एंड प्री कोविड का ट्रेनिंग इनका चलता होगा वर्ड ऑफ माउथ पे, पैम्पलेट्स पे, और द टेम्पलेटेड और ट्रेडिशनल वेज ऑफ मार्केटिंग दे माइट बी वर्किंग फॉर देम. बट नाउ दैट दे आर इन अ पोस्ट कोविड एरा, what I as a marketing consultant would first of all suggest is आपका brand value क्या है, brand perception क्या है, and how exactly are people seeing you on the social media right now. So as an agency, the first thing that I would do is see what are they doing on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Facebook को चल थोड़ा side पे रख देते हैं. I'll see first what they are doing on Instagram and LinkedIn. I'll see if they as a brand have any strategy. And when I say a strategy, I literally mean something that can add value and at the same time be entertaining. Because let's not deny the fact that no matter how many posts you keep on updating as to where you got your students placed, what is your curriculum, what are you teaching, एक लेवल के बाद लोग बोर होने वाले हैं उसके साथ. So if you want that constant supply of people coming to your page or coming to your particular LinkedIn account and would want to see what you have got to offer, you need to keep them engaging. The first step that you need to do for branding is build a strategy for them that revolves around A, how they add value, B, how that value can also be entertaining. So
I
if
have
I
one
am
I have
doing
one
it,
idea to pitch in. I
हाँ
have one
बोलो
idea
बोलो
to
बोलो.
pitch in.
Cool,
Okay,
go ahead.
so I see many education creators who came from these coachings and then they start their YouTube channel and start teaching. I think that will be a great place to start. Like there was that guy Ayush. Like let's take example of Fiji. He was from Fiji, so he can
Shukla.
advertise Fiji in his, yeah, Ayush Shukla, I think.
Hmm.
No,
He
no,
was from
Sumit,
Fiji,
you're
so he,
talking about someone else.
Okay.
don't you think that will be a great idea to advertise coaching and stuff, because he already got the audience.
I'll tell you
Fiji
what
is
that
willing to
is.
pay.
Black hole. That's actually a concept, which is giving your brand a face. Right? I'll tell you why more of these. If you go on YouTube right now, in this industry specifically, you'll see two types of channel which are really working well. One is individually led channels, solo creators, right? Who that's a face attached. If they are in a video, people will click. Second thing is big organizations that have multiple faces attached and are producing content like anything. They post like 4 or 5 videos a day, multiple live streams a day. They have their own academy operating on YouTube. So those are the two approaches that an education institute can take. And again, adding to
I
Sumedh only, the brand
I took
value is something you need to. Yeah, you can continue first. Yeah,
I
go on.
took example of Ayush Sani because he
Yeah.
already speak highly of Fiji.
Hmm.
Hmm.
He already, and he's an individual creator, so that will be a great. I think I mostly click on his video because he is Ayush. That's why I took that
Hmm.
example.
Yeah, that's the face
See, I
value
think
that
that's
brand
where you
creates.
build a brand and a perception, right? Like today,
Yeah.
if Ojas decides to go out, he still needs to start from scratch to build his brand because he needs to add value to what he's offering. So now that we have assumed that this case study is of a particular organization that has got zero social media presence, how do you build it from scratch? And even for freelancers over here who are listening to us, who can approach their coaching classes, because वही हुआ है यार, बहुत सारे लोगों ने WordPress तो सीख लिया है, वेबसाइट तो बना रहे हैं. Today's intent more or less to even teach them as to how to approach, because coaching institutes का बहुत बड़ा मार्केट है, और उनको अगर इन्हें पकड़ना है तो एक स्ट्रैटेजी फॉलो करनी पड़ेगी कि इन्हें सिखाना कैसे है. So the very first part of that strategy is marketing. And when I say marketing, I meant building a brand perception. So if I would come in picture and a coaching class approaches me, I'll first see what exactly are they into. And with the kind of curriculum that they are into, I'll try to pick up interesting things that are there in the market that can either relate to the current affairs or that can relate to the case studies that they are offering. So if there is an MBA coaching class that approaches me, I'll pick up every other book that is available on shelf that talks about case studies in MBA, and I'll convert it into a short form content that can either be Instagram stories or an IGTV video or even a carousel post. That is how I start pushing more and more content in the market. And until unless I post 30 pieces of content, I think I don't think so I'd be going to a level where I would like ask them to put more money in advertising to push that content. This is the
Where would you
first step
put
I
that
would do.
content?
Ojis, do you agree with this? Do you also would want to add something to this?
I want to
100%.
know
Like
like where
actually
would you
that
put that?
Instagram, Instagram can you have to choose a platform, right? So basically,
Instagram
That's
and
true.
LinkedIn I believe would work the
yeah,
best, right?
yeah.
Because
And
दोनों
I
जगह
think
सेम कंटेंट reuse करा जा सकता है.
Mhm.
and I think the best option would be Quora.
Quora is not something where you put out content, right? You a company cannot just go out and post something on Quora, right? They can only answer questions, and that too has an upper limit, right? Organizations के लिए नहीं बना है Quora. Quora is less of a social media platform, to be honest. Why did Sumit mention Instagram and LinkedIn? Main reason is Instagram has a very good opportunity for you to produce content and display it in a very good format. It's very aesthetically pleasing, and it has your audience, the age group, the target audience that you have. That easy is present on Instagram. While LinkedIn organic growth has no limit on LinkedIn.
But
If you
I
have the
don't
right
think
content, you will go
LinkedIn
there.
have that type of like
Exactly.
that age group.
That's actually what you want. That's actually what you're looking for. Because you don't want to target the same audience, the same people at 10 places, showing them the same content. On LinkedIn, you kind of look at their parents or you kind of look at partnerships. It's a business platform, right? It's not something for individuals. It's not meant for school students. Anyway, school students are getting on LinkedIn. That's very common now. But you will target your other TG, your long-term TG. Your students are
Got
your
it, got it.
short-term TG, your batch-to-batch TG, right? Now, expanding on what Sumit said, the 30 post thing, I 100% agree with because actually there's kind of a rule that I follow with promoting brands. I won't run any ad on Instagram or Facebook until if someone clicks on your profile, if they try to scroll, they at least have to scroll 5 times. Why do I say that? Because that shows them that this brand exists at least for a particular time period. They are not very new. That builds trust, that builds authenticity. That's why you need a solid social media presence before advertising. That's one thing. Second thing, to summarize, this is again for freelancers who are in marketing or who want to work in marketing. To summarize the process that Sumin mentioned, it's basically you if a brand approaches you, again let's take the example of that education institute. If they approach you, you first check their online footprint, their current footprint. Then you build a strategy, you build a roadmap for them. Yes, you are here. This is your KPI, this is your North Star, this is where you want to get to. Again, I also believe KPIs have sub KPIs. Again, not, I don't think it's a real term, but that is something that you should be having. For example, most of these institutes, these small institutes, their KPI would be revenue, their North Star would be revenue, sales. But to get sales, you have to set up sub KPIs like following or reach or likes, a particular number, a particular goal for your team as well, for you as well as a freelancer. So that's those are some numbers that you want to set in a time period. Then build a roadmap to achieve those numbers, and also understand the amount that you would be with the resources that you would be willing to consume to get to that number, and how does the ROI turn out, your predicted ROI for that company. A very major point that freelancers miss is they don't find predicted ROI. They are like, I want 10,000 followers in 3 months. Cool, you'll get it. You need to spend X amount of money. They don't see that if someone gets 10,000 followers, what is the quality that they get? What do they need to do to sustain those 10,000 followers and at the end of the day turn them into conversions? That is very important as a freelancer or an agency for you to do that. Now coming to advertising.
But
Once,
Ojas, I think before you jump to advertising, I think it
yeah,
would be even safer to even give those sure short strategies that absolutely work,
Hmm.
like real life examples. So I'll give you few pieces of content that would work for any organization. First is case studies. Now, case studies can be a 60-second video or a carousel format of 10 images. Now, anything, so if it's an MBA institute, pick up a case study on MBA as to how Nike arranges their shoes in their showroom, or how a shopping mall arranges products, or how H&M as a clothing brand uses very cheap material yet is in a position to sell amazing clothes. Yeah, anything that revolves around this is what you can first post under case studies. That's one thing that you can do. Second thing is summarizing things that are there in the market. What I exactly mean
Before you
by
move
that
to
is,
the second thing, Sumit,
you right now,
just an
what?
addition to the first thing.
Hmm.
A lot of people think case study research करनी पड़ेगी. Everything is present offline. These MBA books, they do have
Hmm.
these in their case studies. Just take that and convert it.
Yeah, exactly. Taking those case studies and simplifying it to a format which even a 10-year-old, 50-year-old, 20-year-old would understand within your 10 images that you can put in an Instagram carousel format. That is the first piece of content that you can put. A similar thing, but something that is more descriptive in nature and that would give people a hint of no spoiler alert, and at the same time would make them go and search more and more content, is TED Talk and podcast. So, your TED Talks are normally like 17 to 18 minutes, right? Pick up a TED Talk, summarize it in a non spoiler or rather spoiler free format, and cramp it to 30 seconds or 1 minute and just release it out to people, give them the summary of the TED talk. This is another piece of amazing content for your niche that would work. So if it's an MBA institute, take a TED talk around MBA. If it's an EdTech, if it's into IT, pick up good TED talks, summarize it in a spoiler-free format in 1 minute, push it. Same thing applies for podcasts that are available around us. Give people recommendations of podcasts. Even if there is a book that belongs to your particular field, summarize that book within a minute, give it out to public. So यहाँ पे चार pieces of content ऐसे ही हो गए. There is one piece of content that I genuinely love, not able to implement till date. I would definitely love to do that. That is a day in a life of. What basically a day in a life of means, if I am running an edtech startup who is helping people teach IT, what I'll do is on every Friday and Saturday, I'll get a person from that respective industry, where if it is a data scientist or a developer or a graphics designer, I would basically ask them to take over my Instagram account. I would give them my username and password, and I will ask them to document the entire day. Like 9 बजे ऑफिस पहुंच गया, 10 बजे मेल चेक करे, 1 बजे मीटिंग करा, 2 बजे लंच किया, 4 बजे और कुछ तो करा. Let people see how an entire day in a life of a developer is, or let people see how an entire day in a life of a designer is, and let them document that in a story format. Let that person take over your Instagram account, put stories out there, and that is how they can post their entire Friday. And at the end of the Friday, what you can ask your audience is, now that you have seen the entire day, you can ask any sort of questions and open up the Instagram question box for all your audience. And on Saturday, answer all those questions. Either you can answer it, or the particular person who's taken over your account, that person can answer it. That way, your Saturday is also sorted. And the last piece of content that I believe would also work is this week in XYZ. So if you are an MBA institute, or if you are an IT institute, or if you are an Android developers institute, or if you are an iOS institute, this week in iOS, this week in Android, this week in MBA, this week in finance, पूरा का पूरा हफ्ते में जो कुछ भी करंट अफेयर्स हुए हैं मार्केट में, डजेंट मैटर वेदर इट्स इंडिया स्पेसिफिक और ग्लोबल मार्केट, take all those news and you can either dump it in a one video format, a 1 minute video format, or in a carousel format. Now that can go on Sunday, where you can summarize all the current affairs all together. So with this, I think I've given you like 5 or 6 pieces of content. Ojis, do you have any more piece of content that you want to add to this, or Rahul, you have got anything to add to this?
Not really. I don't want to add pieces of content, but just kind of an explanation for everyone, because yes, we are taking a case study here, but I believe you won't really face the same thing every time, right?
Hmm.
So something that you need to understand here is, don't just go like yes सुमित ने मुझे ये करने को बोला तो मैं ये कंटेंट बनाऊंगा and I'll be hit. That's not how it works. How it
Hmm.
works is the approach that he's there. So he give you a very micro approach. Here's the macro part of it, which is at the end of the day, you need to constantly provide value in different formats, and you need to experiment with variations. That's always an approach that you need to keep in mind. If you're 6 months into this, you have 50,000 followers, you have really good engagement, you still need to experiment with at least one new format every month, every 2 weeks, because you will slowly realize you will run out of content for one format. That's why you need to always go around, go around, go around. This 100% is valid for YouTube to a certain extent. This is also valid for Instagram and LinkedIn. So, plus also, I think YouTube is something. YouTube is amazing. That's something that we missed out. But again, YouTube is not easy. You kind of need a team for it. It is long form content. But if you can maintain a YouTube, you can be consistent on YouTube. That's a gold mine. That is what will get you to scale. Instagram can still not get you to a very big number very quick. YouTube can do that for you. So YouTube is something you should not miss out upon. Plus macro, value, different formats. Always experiment. Don't stick around with one thing forever कि ये चल गया तो मैं यही करूँगा. अगर किसी और पे likes नहीं है, stop it. Try it out. Try it out. Even YouTubers with 10, 20 million subscribers do it still. They try out a new thing. If it doesn't work, they stop, and they do it very frequently. Maintain a calendar with you and your team that every 3 months on this day we need to start brainstorming for a new type of content that we need to publish after a week.
I would like to add ki like in this particular case study we are taking, I think the best thing is to do best thing to do is the 1 week thing, like not the news but like how it's like to be a Fiji student or any coaching student, you know, because I've seen that ad and it's sort of inspirational in its sense and it works really well.
Hmm.
Sorry to interrupt. Can we take the example as in case study of a website designing agency? Sumit?
Why not?
Um, Website designing agency.
I think we
Okay.
can stick to this case study. Once we're done with
I
this,
haven't
we can
even
kind of
seen.
sprinkle around with
Yeah,
questions
I
for
mean,
different case
yeah,
studies.
it would be like jumping topics, and right now,
Exactly.
see,
Let's just
website. We've
maintain a flow
already
first.
had so much discussion on website.
Yeah.
I've
I think
even
one of the
seen the
sessions
topper
that I've
ad.
conducted वहाँ पे तो कर ही सकते हैं. Let's
Mhm.
finish the case study. No issues
I've
with this
even
case
seen the
study
topper
first.
ad.
Topper का ad.
Topper.
Yeah, I've
Okay,
seen
so
multiple ads. He can be more specific which ad you're talking about.
okay, so there was a ad in which they took a student. He was just gaming and stuff. They pushed out their MCQ feature in which there are point system. There is MCQ and a point system in which he gets points. And he just they showed that this student was gaming. He was earning points. He used the same thing in the topper, and after 10 days, he got his J result and he passed out. So that kind of ad I think can work in this
Advertising
Um,
context
is
only.
something we have not touched based upon. We are currently on kind of the social media part of it.
so more than advertising, this is like a commercial that you're saying, right? And
Yeah.
this
Still,
commercial
but
would
it
definitely
can be
come
a
in
one
with
minute.
your.
It can be posted as a 1 minute video on Instagram.
Honestly, guys, taking this example is worthless because these companies have $1 million in budget to do it. Not every single
Yeah,
coaching
True.
school.
We're
They
talking
have to
about
compete
a
against this.
normal,
There is no
a
point
we,
in
normal
we we are
considering.
talking about your roadside का कोने वाला तेरे
exactly a
campus
city
में जो
only,
आता
a
है.
city only institutes in only the people in that city know about it, and even not
Hmm.
everyone,
Yeah.
and that's how they want to
But
grow.
recording a video of a student studying and doing a voiceover is not that much
It's
that
not
much
like that,
costly.
buddy. There are a lot of
We think
high
it's
budget
that
things
not that much. It
there's a
is
lot
not.
of high budget things that you miss out in that video that make the video what it is. So
Okay.
content creation has a limit there. You can't just kind of take a student and a voiceover and get
देखो
things.
पहले पहले तो ना ये एक premise set कर लेते हैं कि ये किसके लिए कर रहे हैं हम लोग.
Hmm.
This is not something that we are doing for well established or someone who is already a big name. This is your कोने वाला coaching class, or this is someone who is a part
I
of
mean,
your
this is the ones
fraternity,
which are like
someone who's
reputed
just
teachers in
around you.
Exactly.
this
These
part.
are your common small business examples. These are the clients that you will get. You
Yeah,
won't get
exactly.
Byju's or Topper knocking your door.
Yeah. I mean, dude, honestly, like there was Fritzy in my city. There was Akash as well. There was everything, but there was still some local institutes like there's one called IIT and Gurukul, which was very famous. So these are the kind of clients which you would like want to go for.
Like
Ones who
Patanjali.
are
Let's be super practical with what we are discussing
Yeah.
right now, because this
yeah
practicality is not just limited to what we can do as marketing, advertising, lead generation, and sales, but it is also important that people who are listening to us should be able to reach out to the next coaching class tomorrow or day after tomorrow itself कि चलो
100%.
भाई ये strategy यहाँ से सीख लिया, इनको अप्रोच करते हैं और देखते हैं इनके लिए मार्केटिंग कर सकते हैं या नहीं.
yeah dude,
इस
like
इंटेंट से ये पूरा कन्वर्सेशन लेके चलता है.
if we have to talk about factual, like sorry, fiction based scenarios, then we would start the Arwa 2.0. Like why would we do this? So let's
So
talk about
Rahul,
practical things.
नहीं
yeah,
यार, अभी अभी तक
coming
कैसा
back
है ना,
to
हमने जिन
100%.
चीजों के बारे में बात करी है ना, these are
तो सही
still
बात
very
है,
intangible. Rather,
Yeah,
ब्रांड का नाम बनेगा या नहीं पता नहीं, कंटेंट पुश कर रहे हैं कितने टाइम में फेमस
but
होगा
it is
पता नहीं,
doable. It
बट
is
आई थिंक द
doable.
most tough part is going to be how lead generation is going to happen, and I think that is going to be one question that we three right now have to tackle right now कि इनके लिए लीड जनरेशन कैसा करें.
For freelancers and agents or for the business?
Like for the business, so for your typical
I would
coaching
say
class
I would
that
say
we have
let's go
discussed
step
them.
by step. Let's go through a complete funnel. I think
Yeah,
we are at the
exactly.
first part of the funnel, which is introduction to kind of their Instagram. Again, a
Hmm.
step before that funnel is introduction to the brand. That's advertising. We'll come
Hmm.
to that once the social media is done because your advertising wouldn't make sense without a social media presence.
देख
So,
सोशल मीडिया तो काफी हद तक हमने अभी डिस्कस कर लिया है.
Rahul, do you want to add something to the social media part? Otherwise, we can.
I really don't think so. There's anything to add. Just do reels. Do a lot of reels. That's all I'll say.
Hmm.
Yeah, in
Agreed,
short,
agreed.
again, a macro part so that you can kind of follow this through in the future as well because Reels again is going to kind of be your regular post very soon. Focus on new concepts that all platforms will serve you new concepts that will work 100% because understand why as well. There's supply and demand thing working with every platform. Reels may when it started out, demand is very high because TikTok already existed. It's a replication of that. Supply was down. When you become the supplier, the platform will push the audience towards you. With posts, with stories, there are so many suppliers that the demand is divided, right? So
Hmm.
understand that if a new concept comes in, you need to kind of get around it. Even YouTube Shorts, dude. I see YouTube Shorts working so well.
Underutilized, bro. YouTube shorts are
100%,
underutilized right now.
100%.
Underutilized.
And one last tip before we end the social media part is go check out Gary Vee's I think 50 or 60 pieces of content or 80 something pieces of content playbook manual that will
Also,
give you
the
even more
in that
information that's not industry specific but that will give you an all around information.
So,
it's more
Ojas, so
easy.
far, is it safe to say that we have established what is basically branding?
Mhm,
What can be done on social media like LinkedIn or Instagram?
mhm,
और हमने अच्छा खासा अभी तक 60 पीसेस ऑफ कंटेंट बना लिए हैं, ब्रांड के लिए पुश कर दिए, थोड़ा
yeah,
बहुत एंगेजमेंट भी आने लग गया है.
hmm,
I think
I just
100%.
want
now
to add
now
one more
is
thing.
it safe to start pumping in money for ads, or there is a step that even falls before that?
I
The
just want to
only
add one
step.
that you can like it's not easy to convert reels into followers, but it's easy on shorts because there is subscribe button is right there. So I think it's better to make shorts rather than reels if we have the target audience.
Uh,
Cool. Yeah.
I
Again,
won't
focus
say a chicken and egg
on
scenario over here
yeah,
because we have had
exactly.
examples of both. I
Yeah.
think the prominent example that I've seen within Avalon itself is Ayush Shukla, जो रील्स पे बहुत तगड़ा खेल रहा है. Even Money Lancer, the Money Lancer is also, she's also doing really amazing, and she's just doing reels right now. So that has
Just
been
focus
one
on
amazing thing
whatever
that I've seen so far.
works for you. One
Whatever
thing
works
that
for
I've
you,
realized
exactly.
is it is very possible that something that works for everyone doesn't work for you. These
Hmm.
carousels might work for everyone around, but not for you. That's very normal. That's algorithm. So try and experiment with everything that's in front of you. See what works, see what doesn't. If it doesn't
Hmm.
work, scrap it. What works, double it. Now coming
Perfect.
to advertising, one step again,
As we are
100%
ending with
freelancer.
as we are ending, just 1 minute out, or
Yeah,
just as we are ending with this, the resources we mentioned, the Gary Vee content playbook and stuff, it's in the sales channel. So I have sent the message in the sales channel. Go and you can get the resources from there. So, yeah.
great.
Perfect.
So Coming to advertising, before you do that, one very important step, again, a lot of these freelancers and agencies miss out upon. And this is actually all around for every step that is present in this funnel. Before you implement, you do need to plan things. Yes, don't overthink your plan. But if you work around without a plan, then you are just shooting darts in thin air, right? It won't work. Now, what is it that you need to think about before you start pushing money into ads? Again, what are you looking for first, then what are you looking for second, then what are you looking for third? An example of this can be, first we're looking to convert them into audience on Instagram, then we're looking to convert them into leads, then at the end of the day, conversions. Don't just think कि मुझे तो sale चाहिए, मुझे conversion चाहिए. That's what I'm aiming for. That won't work. Go micro. Go micro as much as you can. Go as detailed as you can. And only after that, start running ads. Now, coming to running ads, how do you do it? What do you run? What are the
Elliot,
channels?
by the way, Elliot is also on this server. Elliot, this is a conversation worth recording. कोई कर रहा है तो रिकॉर्ड कर लो भाई, ये बहुत सही चीज़ है. आज का केस स्टडी पहले शायद हमने इसके पहले कभी ऐसा कुछ डिस्कस नहीं करा है. You have missed out the social media part, but if anyone is recording, please go ahead.
Yeah. So,
Or वो just advertising.
advertising. First thing, what channels? What will be your channel to do that? Main channels will be 100% you focus upon the channels that your social media is already established upon. If you are not established upon Instagram, there's no point of running ads, because if at a certain stage someone goes to your profile, they see nothing. That's not something that you want to go for. Now, how do you identify these channels? Again, first step, where you're present. Second step, where your audience is present. For example, it's not necessary that you have amazing SEO. First of all, majorly SEO is dead, but it's not important that you have an amazing Google My Business profile or an amazing SEO setup to run Google ads. That's not important.
I would rethink that statement SEO is dead, but let's talk about that later.
Sure, but yeah, uh, for Google ads, you don't really need an amazing Google presence that takes a long time to build. You just need a good looking landing page. That's all you need for Google ads.
I
So,
think before going to that, I think we can let people know what's the difference between intent-based marketing and intent-based advertising and outreach-based advertising. A clear, very clear 10-15 seconds definition is on Google, you go with an intent. Best coaching classes around me, top 5 mobile phones, top 10 brands, top 10, top 5. This is the kind of thing that you would search. That is where your intent comes in picture. Whereas when you're advertising on LinkedIn or on Instagram or on Facebook, it is something that's purely meant for outreach. There, people don't search things, there, people see things.
basically, to sum it up in like the most basic format possible, and this is again for a layman, is this is in layman language. For example, on Google, you don't consumers come to you. You don't go to them. On social media, you take your post or you take your value to them, right? So, for example, if someone will search on Google, then they will see your website. Here, you want your ad or your post to go to anyone who might be interested. So that's the basic difference between Google Ads and every social media ever. Now, what should
Yeah,
you focus on?
it's basically demand fulfill karna or demand create karna. Like
Yeah,
that's all it is.
exactly. Now, again, one very important thing. From a distance, Google Ads would look really appealing here, better than Facebook Ads, right? Because you already have demand that you're serving to. But realize this, it's not just you that's serving that demand. You have a lot
Yep.
of competition. There's a bidding war going on to get that space. On Facebook, it's not really like that. On Facebook, kind of everyone gets the audience. On Google, you might not even get a space, get the top link. So again, that's a very detailed technical concept, but in brief, it's that. Now, coming on to Google, what do you post? How do you run an ad? Now, again, not going to 20 technical aspects. Go to YouTube, you'll know how to run Google ads. What do you focus upon while running them? One major thing is your landing page is should be the best thing they ever visit. If they don't get value in the first 5 seconds, if they don't see something that they can identify with, or they can be like, yes, this is what I want, they will leave. You're not the only one there. Google has presented all your competitors in a very good way in front of your consumer. Keep that in mind. And a very important rule, for majorly every website, you have 8 seconds to spread your message. If in 8 seconds you can't do that, you're off. They will go to a different website. That's why UI UX is of utmost importance in today's world with websites. Make sure of that. Now,
So just Rahul, anyone would want to take a very quick 10-second walkthrough of how a perfect landing page looks like, or should I just give you like very quickly what it
I think
includes?
a link would be good enough.
I'll
Let no 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 no.
let
I'll tell
Elliot
you
do
what's the
that.
structure of that landing page, how the structure should be.
Yeah, structure is also
Yeah,
fine. I think Rahul can take that up better.
yeah,
Rahul.
I would love it Elliot do this because Elliot recently attended a masterclass on this by Julian Shapiro, one of the smartest marketers in the world. So I would love if Elliot can take this up. Elliot, are you there?
Um, can you hear me?
Yeah, just
Yeah, idiot.
talk about the
Yeah,
perfect setup and anatomy of a landing page.
yeah. So basically, a landing page comprises of various elements like the above the fold section and the section below it, and there are many more sections. So the first thing, whenever like you are running ads or whatever you are doing to drive traffic as a major thing, then you have to um yeah so then you have to like have a compelling headline that people that can grab attention, and then you want to have a hook as that headline also, like something like any good headline do you have in mind, you guys have?
Let's go with you know mm,
How
we
about
are talking
something
about coaching
clickbaity
classes, right?
right now? Let's
Let's
assume we
do
are
the
doing
clickbait
for
right
a
now.
coaching class, maybe for
Yeah,
IIT
Basically,
preparation.
for
क्या
yeah,
कर सकते हैं?
preparation, a very good
Hmm.
example can be score 90 percentile or whatever. Basically, your value proposition should be your headline. In
yeah,
short, that's what it is. Your goal,
and that
the
should be clear.
exactly the thing that you're helping your consumer achieve. That's your basic headline.
So basically, Golden Gateway to IIT is not a good headline because
Yeah,
that is not
Yeah,
precise.
yeah, it's not a good.
Okay,
it should
it's
be
not
detailed
precise.
and exact, but still crisp and short. That's what you want to go for. It should
Yeah.
not be
So
very
It
over
should
the top.
hook them to read even more,
I'll tell you the trust
like
copy. Okay,
to scroll more.
for a landing page, there are two elements. One is design, the other is the copy. Okay. So what you have to do is you have to capture the
Oh, brief
interest.
copy. Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You have to capture the interest with design, but you have to convert them with copy. You have to keep in mind that both of these things are very important. Capture them with design and then convert them with copy. So focus on copy based landing page, conversion based landing page. So that's the first element, which is your header and your the hero section. So image, the header, and then the you know header or something like that. I think for image, what will be better? In case of this, I think couple of students celebrating their entrance into IIT. What do you think? Something of that sort? Or
So I'll tell you
Yeah,
what exactly can be the heading. So rather, this has been I've done some research on this, and how
yeah,
I propose a headline is: you give power to your consumers, and at the same time, that power should again be forwarded with what kind of deliverable that you have. So
mhm.
giving them a headline like track and see your progress of how you go from a beginner to an XYZ can be a catchy headline where track and test gives them that
Exactly. At the end of the day,
opportunity, and what their goal is what you add in front of it.
what you're kind of prospecting is
Hmm.
you want to define what you do, like what do they want to achieve and how do you help them achieve that, your value proposition plus their goal. That's your headline.
So no matter what sort of service you're giving, if you just empower them before by saying that yes, tracking and accountability is also included, that would be the most appropriate title, which can immediately be followed by the brief copy. Now, of course, few people prefer adding a hero section. Hero section is basically that huge front image that you have, which has your this title on your left side or in the center, wherever you want, and this immediately followed by your brief copy, which sort of tells about what exactly you are providing. Now, of course, there are multiple elements that people consider adding where if there is a video applicable, they can add it over there. And immediately below this goes your trust signals. Trust signals are basically your either testimonials or your actual numbers and figures that you've achieved so far, setting up credibility mark for you. So I think it starts with heading that comes with accountability and what the outreach is, or the goal is, the outcome is. That can be followed by a brief copy. Brief copy का literal meaning है कि आप दे क्या रहे हो, and then that immediately follows with a trust signal. Now few people might agree or disagree कि इसके बीच में कहीं पे CTA डालना important है, because बहुत सारे लोग उतना पढ़ के भी impress हो जाते हैं. If you want, include a CTA somewhere in between.
I have
Now I might
actually a
be wrong
very,
with this,
very
but
clear
we can
approach
add
of
on this.
when and where to add a CTA and how many CTA should there be on a website.
Okay.
You should kind of value that upon the cost that you're charging. If it's a low ticket product, add multiple CTAs because one might get convinced very quick. If
Hmm.
it's a high ticket product, you want to have a CTA at most probably at the end of your page
That
because you want
that
them to
that
make
CTA
have a
also
very
comes
clear
with the
idea.
pricing table, right? The
Exactly.
high ticket one. Hmm.
You want them to have a very clear idea before they pay you. You don't want this for something which is like $2,000. You don't want them
Mm.
to take an impulse decision.
Yeah, and one more thing, since we're talking about Google Ads, or like even Facebook ads, depending upon what ad you're running, have a different landing page. If you're running ad targeted to students, or like about the keywords which might refer to students, then have a different landing page. And if you are targeting parents, then have a different landing page. If you're targeting top five in the city, then have a different landing page. Top five in the country will have a different landing page. So basically, based on what intent or what kind of
100%.
targeting you are doing, have a different landing page for it, not a generic one which will pop up every single
Now,
time you.
if you kind of want to know what should be the difference between a student or a parent landing page, first of all, the copy. You have to clearly mention them. Who is it that you're talking to? A very big mistake that I see these educational institutes, even my company used to do that, which was that if I'm targeting, I have the same landing page which says your kid will do this. That's what the kid is seeing as well. That's a very big turn off. Go for different landing pages. If you're talking to the kid, go for you can. If you're talking to parents, go for your kid can. It makes a very, very big difference. It will give you a conversion rate jump for sure. Now, what's the color differentiation and everything? Go to kind of Behance or sources like that. You'll know the best UI UX designs present out there. Are you guys done?
Perfect. What I've
That
also done is on the sales channel, I've added a very brief, a copy pasted pointer from one of the best guys in the market, which sort of talks about how the entire structure can be.
hmm,
Very simple headline, subheadline, image, or a video if necessary. There's a brief copy, a call to action, a trust signal, explanation of the product or service, benefits of the product or service, testimonial, more CTA. Now, this is what you have to test and iterate, which right now
if
Rahul
I
and
actually
O just said.
comment, if I actually comment on this particular case study,
Hmm.
I've seen this very common with education and especially with parents, especially with something that has an achievable number, which is again
Hmm.
UG and these institutes that's what they aim for. You want to have a lot of videos and testimonials. Get your teacher to talk. Give your brand a face. That's something that even I've seen a lot of these pages that work really well. They don't even have a headline, or they have a headline. After that, they have a video of their main teacher. That works really, really well. Plus, testimonials have as many videos as you can. Prefer video testimonials over text any day because what comes out of a student's mouth towards the parents, that's way better than any piece of text.
True.
It,
Makes
it's
sense.
it's kind of a virtual word of mouth that you're basically you're kind of displaying word of mouth on your website, and that works really well.
तो भाई लैंडिंग पेज को रैप अप कर ले.
Yeah. Now
I
moving
think
upon
this.
again, Google Ads. Your now,
Hmm.
what's your headline when you're running Google Ads? Your headline is basically your headline on the landing page. Value proposition, goal that they want to achieve. Anything that would make them click. Go into the users. That's very important with advertising. Don't ever do the mistake of thinking as a marketer. Always have a user centric approach towards your marketing. It can be very untidy. It can be really hard to get a user centric approach, but that's what you want to go for. That's your aim. Think as a consumer, what will make you click if you were looking for a coaching or something? That's your Google headline. Now, Coming towards social media, that's actually your main gig because that's where you're present, according to the social media strategy mentioned by Sumit. Now, what do you do there? Again, with ads, something that you want to make sure is same user-centered approach, of course, but with advertising, something that a lot of people miss is you should never really be salesy in ads. I consider in again talking about the education industry, I consider Byju's ads to be a little to be really really good, like the classic Baiju ads that you used to see on TV and YouTube. What they used to do was they used to just give you a scenario where a parents walking in, they see their child on phone, which is again at that point of time, which was something that was like, why the fuck are you on your phone? Then they are like, yes, I'm studying. I'm doing what I meant to do on something that I like to do upon. So that's just a thought that you're trying to get inside the brain of your consumer. Marketing is all about psychology. Advertising is all about psychology. You don't want to sell. You want to place a thought inside your consumer. Even in comedy, you will see this statement very common. The best jokes aren't the one that make you laugh at that moment when you hear that joke. The best jokes are that will make you laugh a day after you leave that stand-up comedy show. That's only and only because that leaves you with a thought. That's what you do want to do with your advertising as well. That even if they see the ad and they're like, okay, I'm busy right now, that's very common. A lot of people on Facebook will see your ad at 4 a.m. and they are like, yes, I want to enroll in this, but I don't have my card. They'll do it tomorrow. You need that thought to go inside them. That's your main aim. I always prefer video ads over image ads. Image ads are mostly for retargeting. Don't go for them. Prefer videos over that. Again, when I say videos, I'm not saying go out and record one. Get one designed. Get a video editor to do that for you. Get an illustrator. Get an animator to do that for you. Just maintain quality and be short. You don't want to take a lot of people's time to a great extent. One more thing with videos: 3 seconds. 3 seconds is all you have to get people to look to kind of stop scrolling and look at your video. In 3 seconds, if you don't convince them that this is worth their time, they will leave. So that's what you're aiming upon. Without that, it's never going to work. Even on Facebook. Now, one more thing, some very new marketers miss this, so don't do that. Which is you can divide your audience according to their video views as well. For example, if you get 10 people who watched your video, out of that, four of them watched completed the video till 75%, and one of them completed the video till 90%. That tells you who is more likely to convert. Use those metrics. Facebook pixels and Facebook metrics are the most amazing thing present in advertising. Start using those metrics a lot. You majorly want to, that's the more the audience kind of attaches with your brand, that's an easier audience to convert. Again, if you watch Abhinav's videos on Meta, you would know the prospect awareness pyramid. So that's where you want to pull them up. You never want to do this. For example, if I'll actually work on this case study as well. On this case, in this case study of that coaching institute, most probably your consumer is in the problem aware stage, right? They are aware that they have a problem, or in the solution aware stage that yes, I have a problem and I want coaching for it. A lot of people are like that, yes, I have a problem, but I don't know if I even need coaching for it. I might just study on my own. So it's either problem aware or solution aware. You never want to take them from solution aware directly to purchase. That's not the right approach. A better approach is solution aware to brand aware, product aware, and then to conversion. First, let them go through your product. If you have an online course, if it's a pre recorded course, give them a trial. Give them 2 3 videos for free. Give them at least the curriculum. Let them know, provide value through the ad itself and through your landing page itself. Don't be like, मुझे पैसे दो, then I'll give you value.
So
Maybe
what's your
through
Ojas, so
only.
what's your take on the live webinars that happen? Are they still relevant in
Exactly. That's,
2021?
that's, that's what I was getting to. Lead magnets is what those webinars and everything is. That free thing that you give your email for, that's a lead magnet. Now again, lead magnet can be an ebook, can be a PDF, can be a guide in terms of this case study. Webinars, yes. Masterclasses are yes as well. Same thing, kind of the same thing. Now, do you avoid them or do you not? It depends on which industry are you upon. For this case study, 100% go for it. There are I am currently actually working with an study abroad consultant, a company. We do regular webinars and we have a 15% conversion rate on every webinar, and that's very, very good for
Yeah,
a
for
webinar, a free webinar.
yeah, and another cool way of doing this is to collaborate with different, you know, and this is more relevant towards colleges. For let's say if you're selling coaching for CAT and other things, it's more relevant in that case. So there are different societies in colleges, right, which collaborate with these outside creators to conduct these things. So you can
Mhm.
also do collaborative webinars with them as well, and that really converts very good. So, for example, this is this guy called that finance guy, right, who does finance-based, things. So he he on a regular basis with different colleges, he would reach out to the finance society, whatever society is relevant, and he would arrange webinar with them, and it would generally have around 10, 20 odd, 100 odd audience, and it's very good because the Q&A round gets you one-to-one interaction opportunity. You get to show everything which you have got, and you get to give customers a taste of what you're offering them. So it really works. I mean, in B2B industry in SaaS, it's like evergreen right now, and I'm pretty sure this works very good for that industry as well. What you have to make sure is it shouldn't be boring as hell. It shouldn't be like someone is watching it and they're falling asleep. So make them fun, make them interactive, experiment, A/B test, work with focus groups, and have good slides. Like don't have fucked up slides, have good slides. That's very important. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
And some things that I just want to add and finish this up with is that the concept that he's mentioning is again attaching a face value to your brand. To build
Yeah,
a face value, it takes time. What you do here is you take an already established face and you attach them to your ad, so that you that again becomes a very good lead magnet. For example, a lot of these events and online webinars that they have, for example, someone's calling Gary V. That's very rare, but someone's calling Gary V. They will not target the audience that they're meant to target. They will target Gary's audience because they know that they will convert,
yeah,
right? They will at least show up to that event just for Gary. So that's what you kind of want to aim upon. I have actually a live example for it. There was a college in Jamshedpur, and they called me and three other marketing consultants and agency owners on a panel, and they did a webinar with just their marketing teacher, their marketing professor. Marketing professor, they had like a 1.5 to 2% rate. So people who wanted to get a call from the college, because again, college conversion is a pretty long process. With us, it jumped to 9%. So that's pretty good for a new college. So that's what you kind of want to aim upon when you attach a face to it. You attach more value to your webinar or to your masterclass. And again, of course, keep it crisp, keep it short. Don't try to just throw out things, and just don't be like, yes, I just want to show this face. I don't care what he says. That's not how things work. One more
yeah,
thing I've seen, which is very common with institutes, not colleges, m- write your titles properly. Don't just write titles just to sell. What I've seen is, for example, there's still a community. I won't name them, of course, but what they did was they called TikTok's marketing guru, according to them, the the lady that grew TikTok in India, and they said understand the strategies behind making TikTok what it is right now. That was the title that they were showing in their ads. The event ended up being no the person who made TikTok what it is right now. It was a biography of that lady. That's bullshit. You don't want that. You will you will the turn up rate will be good, but you will kind of make people angry. You don't want that. You're reducing your lead list. You're reducing your future customers as well with that. So never make that mistake. That's actually pretty much it about advertising. Again, to kind of brief it up, video ads over image ads, at least when you start retargeting image AdWords as well. Take care of your landing page. That's your main display. Sumedha sent a very good kind of the structure of the landing page, the hierarchy that you want to follow. Then after the ads, what comes is KPIs, set goals, and also use Facebook metrics a lot. They give you that for a reason so that you can retarget people upon that. And lead magnets work great, but your lead magnet should have value. One way to calculate value is whatever your course is worth. Again, this is again mostly for mid ticket. If you're running a college, won't make sense. If you're running an institute, still makes sense. If you're a mid ticket product, negative 5x of your product, at least to that amount, value should be present in your lead magnet.
Mm.
Otherwise, it will most probably fail. It won't give you as much results as it could.
Yeah. And move your like retargeting apart from the only platform you are running the ads on. So what I mean to say is, if you're running ads on Facebook and you want to run a retargeting ad, let's say, don't just keep it limited to Facebook itself. Move to YouTube. Run banner ads on YouTube as a retargeting funnel. Or one interesting thing that you can also do is if you have a blog and there's some traffic coming on blog and you're talking about different subjects which are like, let's say, fuck dude, I don't even remember now. Trigonometry, let's take trigo, and trigo का कोई एक certain concept है trigo के अंदर का, and there's something about it which you saw that okay someone was searching. So you can run a retargeting YouTube ad which can be attractive and you can go like, I'll take 15, 20 seconds, whatever, 30 seconds, and I'll clear out this concept for you and let's go. So I mean something of that nature can also be very, very attractive because here you are kind of also taking care of intent plus you are also retargeting it in the very very traffic driven model. So the way to pick which one to do it is do it for the top topic you're getting the highest page visits for. So, for example, in one session, let's say अगर वो 12th का भी session चल रहा है ना, तो and you have to get 12 के students. So what happens is that at a certain time there is one subject जिसका वो भी चल रहा होता है एक particular topic सारे schools में, and people are like preparing for tests for those topics and stuff like that. It's generally it's like a little bit of overlapping almost at the same time. So you will see that one certain blog on that certain topic during that month will get more visits as compared to the other ones. So you can pick that up and you can start retargeting those people onto your YouTube with that particular concept itself and make a very crisp short video. More the attractive the better, and clear out that concept inside that video itself. So yeah, that's interesting funnel, interesting way to retarget people.
Kind of the name for that theory is you can also Google it. Most probably some blog will be present. Also, right in marketing, which is personalized value. You're personalizing the value that you're providing to your consumers, your future prospects.
Yep.
Dude, we are yet to reach the most difficult part. Leads.
Leads are not difficult, bro. What's
No,
difficult
this
is
is all
converting
leads.
those
No,
leads.
Sumit, this
So
is all
Yes,
one
leads.
one
this
one
is
thing that you
actually
no, no,
leads.
no, no. I'll tell you what exactly I mean by leads over here. Now, this is something that we are doing for general audience or anyone who is available on or demographics level, yeah, anyone who's available around us.
Mhm.
उनके लिए ये बहुत सही है. But there are few agencies that end up demanding कि अरे हमें कहीं से डेटा सेट लाके दो, हमें लीड्स लाके दो, हम उनसे कोल्ड कॉलिंग कर लेंगे, बात कर लेंगे, हम कन्वर्ट कर लेंगे, उनको पटा लेंगे एंड ऑल. So now that part is something which is either traditional, and sometimes it's a mix of our strategies combined with the traditional ways of picking up data sets from the market and then calling them.
I can actually keep this very short. I think Rahul will. I know Rahul's responsible for this, but I think Rahul will agree with me this.
Hmm.
Don't pick data sets. Create them. Data sets. If you
Never,
pick data sets, that's bullshit
never,
because
never buy data sets. Yeah.
ये चीज डिस्कस करना बहुत जरूरी था
you
लोगों को
will
बताना.
miss you will miss something or
Hmm.
the other there, and it
Yes,
will never be
absolutely.
targeted exactly for you. It will never be 100% for you. There will be something that is involved by someone else, right? Because
So
someone got that for a particular reason. Your value
Unless
prospect
unless
might
you are
be different.
getting data list from McKinsey, don't buy it.
So
Not
I
not
think
everyone
is it
but
safe to
yes.
say that whenever a marketing agency or whenever an institute like this says that हमें 10 स्कूल से एक बहुत तगड़ा डेटा सेट मिला है, क्या आप उन्हें रीटारगेट कर सकते हो, क्या आप उन्हें कॉल करके कन्वर्ट कर सकते हो,
Just say no.
सीधा मुंह पे मना कर दो,
Exactly.
वो
Just
वाले
say
Uh,
पार्ट के लिए मना कर दो.
yeah.
I mean, if it's like so a lot of people, a lot of times what they would do is they give pamphlets and stuff, and they ask for numbers and stuff from students outside the school, right?
Hmm.
So अगर वो है, then I would say that's a good play to get sales on the line and then convert.
Yeah,
But if
Hmm.
it's
if you are if
yeah,
you
but if
your
it's
budget is
broad data,
limited,
then that's back. Yeah.
so I'll tell you the exact situation where you should go with this is before hiring you, 40% of your total marketing budget was already given to these pamphlet guys. then you don't have an option. Then go for this. If
Hmm.
they have a good budget, then again you would 100% prefer like leads that you get through ads and landing page, because that's you, that's your work. You know how to get in touch with these people
That
exactly.
can be quantifiable as well, right? Pamphlets का
Yeah,
quantification कैसे करेगा? कितने लोगों ने pamphlet देखा है, कितने लोगों ने pamphlet
exactly.
का भेल बना के खाया है, कोई
You
बोल
don't
नहीं
get
सकता है.
data. You don't get data points with offline pamphlets.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember this particular coaching itself. They were fucking ninjas too. Just before 3 months of board exams, they gave sample papers rather than giving pamphlets. That was
Oh,
fucking crazy. Everyone gave like, their actual numbers. Everyone talked to them. It was a very good strategy. Like it worked very
dude,
good,
this
very
is
clear.
Again,
interesting. Can you elaborate a
providing
bit on this?
value,
What exactly
providing a
happened
lot of
over here?
value, dude. This looks good.
I mean, so what they did is like all these Akash and all these coaching institutes were coming and they were giving pamphlets, right? So their designs were far superior and stuff like that, which was much good, and also the brand value was much higher as compared to these guys, which is basically a two-floor institute in a city, right? So what they did is they thought, okay, let's change the game. Uh, they printed lots of sample papers for different exams. They only picked science and maths, not every other subject like social and stuff. Only science and maths which was related to them, and they gave like these sample papers to students and they collected their numbers and stuff. So they literally said, come and get sample papers from IITians, like IITian pass out IITians and stuff, and by just giving your details. And everyone genuinely gave and went and gave their details, and everyone took the sample papers. People actually solved it, and they said anyone who can solve some particular questions will get 20-30% discount in like the admission at IIT Gurukul. So they even did that. This was very attractive, and it worked very good across the whole city. So like
This
yeah,
actually reminds me of something as well. Don't don't set unreal expectations as well through your lead magnet. That's very common, but don't do that,
Same
because
happened.
that would just
I
cause
want to share
discouragement.
something.
yeah,
Uh, During class 10th, in the board exam, outside the gates, these coaching institutes used to stand, their people used to stand, and they used to distribute all the best books. Proper, like you get a 2020 diary and all that. I mean, your diaries.
yeah.
उतनी
But
मोटी नहीं,
bro, वही है ना
लेकिन
कि
actual cardboard books देते थे. But they used to say कि we would require contact information. और उसमें
yeah,
क्या था, डायरी में पूरी उनका जो भी डिटेल्स है उनके कोचिंग की वो सब रहती थी.
but
So they got the data that way.
yeah, but infinite glossy. That's a goodie. That's a freebie. That's a
Yeah,
goodie, right? And this is not a goodie. This is like actual value. When you're giving out sample
Yeah.
papers, that's something
What,
very
what what
tangible.
you're saying, is like a T-shirt, giving out a T-shirt.
Yeah, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
What
This is
that way.
Rahul is saying is,
By the
you're
way,
selling, a thought. You're not selling with Rahul's example. They are selling a result. They're selling a goal. They're
yeah.
selling a thing that the consumers wish to have, a want.
Yep.
Yeah, I get it.
So they didn't need to run any kind of like exams like FITZI runs very big exams where people go and give and they get scholarships. They didn't need to do anything. They just did the sample paper thing and they got decent conversions for their capacity. Right?
That's
उनका जो capacity था उसपे उनको decent conversions मिल गया just because that challenge of solve these three questions and get like this discount, like that was so fucking viral. Like everyone was
And
talking about it.
I think
People,
let's get back to what we were talking about then. I think Deven wanted to say something, then we can just go back.
I have a sample copy of that economics paper that they are giving away. I
oh
will
nice.
share that on sales.
Someone else
also
did this.
Sure then.
one strategy that I would like to share is that I read it. This Red Bull, what they did was once in the city, they asked their employees or whatever, and they asked them to take all the empty cans of Red Bull and throw
Yes,
it in the
that
dustbins all over the city.
everywhere. Not just dustbin. They actually throw that in streets where people can see it, so that it creates
But
that FOMO that
let-
people are
let's not,
trying
let's
to
not
avoid.
talk about companies who have
Yeah,
$1 billion budgets.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Red Bull didn't do this as a startup. They did it once there. At least 10 countries were 100% successful. Then they were like, we
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
to. Oh, yeah, let's not talk about these examples for now. But yeah, uh, getting back to leads, what Sumit mentioned, data points, don't prefer them. And one thing actually, we just very bluntly, Sumit and I mentioned, just say no. what you should be saying is, consider this a pitch format. Say no. Why do I say no? Because I can create things which are 10 times better than the data points that you have. Sell them the ideology of getting better leads, because you know you can do that better than that 100%.
So this technically sort of sums up the entire case that we are discussing. Of course, there are better things that can be added to this.
I think we
The
should
whole,
let Rahul talk about the conversion process as well.
yeah, the conversion process for sure is going to come in picture. If there's something that I would just want to, or rather, I'm not really sure. Rahul, is it important or imperative right now to discuss? Because see, more or less, we discussed about mid to low ticket. Is there anything that's different for a high ticket client, or somewhat these strategies are similar for every category? So let's
Honestly,
let's assume there is a Six Sigma built, or there are these active certifications or companies who are into training and corporate trainings as well. So their
yeah,
ticket price goes upwards of 50,000 or even 1 lakh at times. Do you think
yeah.
these strategies are synonymous for all of them? Yeah, there is
No,
something more that we need to push for them.
no. That process changes a lot. So, something where you're doing like reaching out to HRs and doing that, right?
Hmm.
That's a totally different game. Then it's totally different. This is more suitable for, let's say, K-12 and
तो
a little bit
थोड़ा
of,
थोड़ा ऊपर आते हैं फिर, लाइक एचआर से थोड़ा नीचे बट K12 से
I
थोड़ा
think,
ऊपर.
Sumit, this is not
We are
just the
talking about
conversion
maybe
process. If you're talking high ticket, like these
see,
employment, these
Sumit,
HR
what
jobs,
happens? No,
So I'm talking
I'll just
about
tell you.
certification programs, यार, like Android का
See,
certification
Sumit.
लेना है
then
या
the whole
iOS
process
development का.
changes, Sumit. It's
पूरा
not just the
process ही change हो
Oh,
conversion
जाएगा.
process.
no, 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 no,
Everything
no,
changes.
no, Otis,
नहीं
Otis,
नहीं, I
Otis, you're
doubt, I
confusing.
doubt that. Let's
No,
listen
no,
to
Otis,
Rahul
Otis,
as
Otis,
well.
Otis.
Wait.
I'll just clear the confusion. What Sumit is talking about is not corporate training. He's talking about people in corporate who have got a job but they don't know how to do their job, so they go and look out for these trainings and
Certification, yeah.
regulations.
Got
Like
it.
Yeah,
छोटा सा
he,
Android का
Yeah,
certification ले, iOS
yeah.
training
yeah,
का certification,
data
या
science,
maybe C++
Python.
का certification. That is what I'm talking
Upgrade shit to
about.
a
Upgrade type.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty much the same scenario. I don't think anything will really change apart from your targeting and your audience set. That's
It's
the
just,
only thing that
yeah,
will
it's
change.
just your audience age group is changing. It's pretty much the same thing. The
Yeah,
mindset is same, the goals are same.
I mean, the strategy and the framework is going to be the same. Nothing different. Go outside offices and do the same thing.
Perfect.
Hmm.
तो चलो कन्वर्जन का बात करते हैं. राहुल भाई, go ahead. All's yours.
Yeah. So like let's just first review what we kind of gathered, and then let's see how does like sales plugin, कहाँ पे sales plugin करता है, and how do you actually
Hmm.
take that further from there. So we started with content. So in case of content, there are two three things which can happen. You can start to get a lot of DMs, right? So that is something which certainly happens, and then inquiries over comments as well probably. These are the two things which can happen in your situation. So for social media, if you're getting those, try to redirect them to a Google form or anything where you can collect information and then let sales follow up over there. With ad sets, if you're getting opt-in campaigns like leads and campaigns and you're getting that, prioritize that over anything else. So if you have ran a, let's say, engagement based or a traffic based ad set, and you got some leads over there on on the website, prioritize don't prioritize that over the opt-ins you have gotten on the Facebook ads, because this way, if you can clearly get the idea ki, haan, those that is not working, you can stop that ad campaign. Because a lot of times in these Facebook ads, and I think Kolis will agree with me, that the data which you get is not good, or the targeting is maybe wrong, or people are just filling out information. Like a lot of times this happens, right, Ojas? So
Yeah, the
if you
quality
prioritize,
drops.
yeah. So if you prioritize this over that other one, then you can quickly identify it and then stop it, right? But in terms of conversion, give priority to the one who have came on a landing page and then filled out the information, because now they're a little bit warm as compared to pure cold in lead gen campaign. I think lead gen is definitely cold. If you're getting data from lead gen campaigns on Facebook and Instagram, then they're cold leads. They are not warm at all. And if you're getting someone to your landing page and then you are getting at the end of it, you have a form or you have a CTA which leads to a form or anything of that nature, then that's a comparatively warmer lead as compared to the one which you've gotten over there. So yeah, that's one. Second thing is to probably identify who the number is for. So if you can segregate whether it's the student or the teacher, sorry, a student or the parent, then that's very good. And yeah, and the third step is to start calling them. And the way you should approach this is in the first 30 to 50 calls, you have to start building up your playbook. Okay, so you have to uh, start with 5 6 variations of your opening line, 5 6 variation of your hook, 5 6 variations of your ending, 5 6 variation of your closing, and in the middle for the conversation which happens. For every objection, you have to kind of start with couple of different you know mm, couple of different replies which you can give to them, and how you would tackle them. And you have to start making an index. So go to Google Doc or something and make an index that X number of times this objection came. Apart from the 5 replies I had in my mind, what's the score? So every time give one score and then review after 30 calls which one of it is working best. And what will happen is after 50 calls you'll have a playbook ready, and then you can hire more people to replicate that playbook. Okay, this is working. You have to stick to this playbook and you have to follow this. That's one. Second, on the call, don't close the customer. Ask them to come on your office or come at your coaching institute ka thing or whatever. You have to not close them. Don't close them. Don't act like you are the smartest person in the world and you can close everyone on phone. वो जो stock broker वाला image है ना, Wolf of Wall Street का, he was calling people and people are saying, yeah, here's my credit card, take it. That doesn't work anymore. I doubt that ever did, but yeah, don't do that. Ask them for a meeting. Ask them to come to the office. Ask them to come to your coaching institute. Ask them to take a trial week class or something like that. So that's the typical format or the typical sales book play I would suggest. Now, this can depend on multiple situations. We can do role plays and stuff later on if you want. So it would look something of this nature. Yeah.
One thing that I just want to add that we can,
Mm.
I think, talked not a lot about all around. At any point throughout this funnel, advertising, social media, conversion, lead, at any point, A/B testing is your kind of that's your sword that is going to kill everyone. That's
Yeah.
going to kill your competition. What will differentiate you from your competition is all A/B testing and experimentation. Play around. Don't be that guy who's like मुझे सब आता है, मुझे पता है क्या चलेगा क्या नहीं चलेगा. Depend on data, not your gut.
Mm. Mm. Don't do this in sales after you have your playbook though.
Of course, dude. Once you finalize what works, what doesn't work, don't play around with
Yeah.
what does.
The,
Then
the,
scale the shit out of what works.
I remember it might sound very awkward to a lot of you, but I remember like when we joined Netcore and first 3 months were a different manager. After third month, a new manager came, and and after 6 7 months, I was taking demo calls. So on for that demo call, every company has a playbook which they have kind of figured out. He said one thing. He said, "I can tolerate everything you do. I can tolerate mess ups. I can tolerate anything, but I will not tolerate if you move from your playbook." And I just can't tolerate that. Then you don't have my backup. You're never gonna have my backing, me backing you up in difficult situations. So stick to playbook no matter what happens. Now this might sound like it's a very bad advice considering you are limiting the creativity and whatnot. Trust me, what that playbook is a very tested, battlefield tested, you know, resource, and and something to and the funnel and the structure and the framework to be followed. So that's why making that is very crucial for your business as well. So yeah, format is very simple. Opening line index, closing line index, objection index, pricing objection index, competitor objection index, and then just score. After every call, give a score. Okay, this opening line worked, so 1. This closing line worked, 2. So you have to kind of give it a score. And also, don't be a fucking overconfident young brat who thinks you can do a cold call without having a script. Never do that. Never do that. Not
True.
in your worst case. Like
Also, Rahul, can you share like a playbook, sample playbook for everyone?
I have for SaaS, dude. I don't know if it will be relevant for you, but I think Mohit shared one like this index example in his webinar yesterday. So you can probably check the video in yeah sales channel only. And in that webinar, he shared that in how to build that index. I think Zomato did that way only. So that's a very good one in the webinar. But I don't have it for B2C industry, so that is much more relevant for because that's for college students and freelancers.
That's
He
fine.
has
That's
made it. He has tweaked it for you know this for itself. So check that out. Yeah, and never cold call without, or even warm call without a script. Have a script every time. Even now, when I make calls, I always carry a script with me. The reason is that you can't think on your feet sometimes. I mean, you might think you can. You're a great conversationalist. You can think on feet, but sometimes you just can't when a certain objection comes, or when a certain uh, when because a lot of things happens impromptu in a cold call. So when you lose that sight of where you're going or the direction you want to head towards, that script is what brings you back on track. So have it. Don't follow it like with your heart and soul, but have it in front of you. That's very important.
Rahul, sorry to interrupt, but just a question. By
Yeah.
script, do you mean a word by word script or just a set of keywords?
Just a set of keywords is good, but so I'll tell you how it should be. It should be in form of a flow chart. You get
Okay.
my point now? So let's say, just like take an index, like this opening line, this closing line, this in the middle, that in the end, like a little bit overview. It depends. Some people like to have word by word. Some people like to have like a flow chart. Some people like to have like वो जो story वाला format नहीं होता है. Like take this and then make a story. तो उसका वो जो take this वाला part होता है ना वो वाला. Basically keywords and then dash 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 wala format. So it depends what works for you. Like for me, I like to have flowcharts, so that works better for me. So it's very personal to the person making the cold call. But yeah, have a script. Nothing without a script.
Okay.
And follow up. Like fuck. Like I forgot this. As soon as the call ends, quickly hit them on WhatsApp. Like in India, WhatsApp, not email. If it was US, I would have said email. In India, WhatsApp. Send them something on WhatsApp. Send them like anything, but just you want them to be on your WhatsApp so that you can then start following up and reaching out to a new call, and doing all sorts of stuff much faster as
And
compared to
Rahul,
anyone else. Yeah.
what's your say on these clients who say that, okay, I'll think and tell after on this day, after this day? Are they trying to just avoid or should we follow up them?
Yeah, so the way to tackle this is directly confront them. Say that, hey, whenever someone says this, they are generally you know they're either not interested, or they don't like the pricing, or so what exactly is the situation? Can you tell me? Because that way we can save both you and me some time. So that's the best way to
So,
tackle this.
okay.
Make sense? I think I have 5 different lines you can use in this scenario in the sales channel somewhere. So go and scroll a little bit up. You will find the 5 typical 5 6 responses I mentioned over there. But this is the way to do it. Just confront them in this scenario. That's good. Also, every objection you get, no, understand that over every objection there's an underlying reason, and people don't mention that reason. Right? So
Okay.
pricing is too high is an objection, but there's a reason for that objection. So you have to kind
No.
of dig for that reason. So why do you think pricing is high? Is it because of the other people you have talked to before? Or why do you think pricing is high? Is it because you do not trust us being a new brand? So you have to understand the pricing is high because the company has not decided a budget for this thing yet. Is there someone else involved who will sign off on the budget? Do you need to consult with your wife? Like basically you have to kind of understand the underlying reason for that particular objection to get there. But this is more of a closing conversation rather than the cold call. You won't face this a lot on cold calls. This is much suited for when you meet in the office and then you take the discussion further.
Plus, buddy, just
Okay.
to add to Rahul, it's like a guide. Just go to Instagram. There's this guy called Sales with Kales. I've dropped his username in Sales Channel. He has he posts about like every objection ever,
Oh, nice. That's
and
that's interesting one.
responses that you can get. Like
But I'll tell you.
exactly the objection that you mentioned, he has a post upon that.
I'm saying कि yeah, even though all the questions are clear, the price is right, he thinks कि सब कुछ ready है. But sometimes they say कि okay कि we'll think and tell. Still, even though the
Yeah,
questions are
just
answered,
check the guy
do
out.
we need to follow
He
them
has
up?
a post on that.
Okay,
Yes,
I
of
just
think
wait.
course
the
you follow up. Of course you follow up.
नहीं, do we need to follow them up on call only or the texts are fine कि
no,
we're
at the same
continuing?
time just confront them. Just at the same time, if you're talking to them on text, uh, confront on text. If you're talking to them on call, confront on call. Depending upon where you are, just confront. That's the
No,
best way to tackle this situation.
I just I want to ask you, is it okay if we call them again and again? Do they make us think like we're, trying to sell them unnecessarily? Is calling again and again a good practice?
See,
So
there's a
so
rule that is set in the market, which I don't know if like, this is an insider rule. The rule I think is called as the rebirth of Jesus.
I was about to mention that.
Stupid rule, but yeah, Jesus didn't woke up on the very next day. He didn't woke up after 3 days, where the entire scenario was null down or rather slowed
yeah.
down. There's an exact 2 day period you need to wait.
Okay.
Call them immediately after that. You can directly call them. You don't even need to text them. कॉल करके पूछ ले 2 दिन के बाद देख क्या उसका
ठीक है.
रिस्पॉन्स आता है.
Also,
Great.
don't and to answer your question like about how frequently, how much you should do it. Don't stop calling until unless you've got a no or a fuck
Yeah,
off.
exactly.
Or I mean yes
Until
or a
they
fuck
say
off.
stop messaging me, until they clearly mention that I don't want to talk to you, don't stop.
Yeah. So see, this is the five phrases I've mentioned. So you can take it like this. So hey, Mr. Elliot, like
Bro, Sales with Kills ka post is exactly the same.
is it this only? Yeah, this is
Yeah,
like typical. This is actually from Challenger Sale, that book. So probably
yeah,
that's
yeah,
how
I
it
got
is.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. So you just go like this. Hey, when people say I'll get back to you, they're normally not interested, or they're interested but just not sure. So can you tell me which one is it? Is it money? Is it trust? Or dot 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 dot. Like basically, you just try to get them to answer something. Then that can be, hey, when people say they're not, I'll get back to you. They normally want to say no, but they just want to be nice to me. So if that's the case, can you please tell me honestly? It will just help both of us save some time. So yeah, you can like kind of like go this way. So actually, I want to say both you and me sometimes. So it will be great if you can tell me what exactly is going on in your mind right now. So or maybe this as well. So what's the one thing which is stopping you from taking the decision? So these things are very powerful to use in these scenarios. Helps you to cut down to the cuttle very fast. One more thing, Infinite. 80% of the time,
Yeah.
you're gonna get failed situations. जहाँ पे कि you're gonna get a no sale. So you have to keep doing it. You have to keep doing it. Like you have to increase your top of the funnel to increase the conversion. So you have to understand that as well. If you're talking to less people, then obviously you're gonna get lesser conversions. Increase top of the funnel to get more conversions at the end of the funnel.
I mean, so
See,
sometimes
if
it gets on
you
self-respect कि क्यों इसको बार-बार कॉल कर रहे हैं.
नहीं
यार
ऐसा
भाई
नहीं होता है ना,
That's what
बट
I
ये
was
सी
तो
about
बहुत
to
ये
say.
गंदी
तरीका
बात
तो
है।
नहीं होता है ना इसमें. देयर इज नॉट जस्ट वन वे और अदर व्हाट इवन वी यूज्ड टू डू फॉर few of our clients was, see, for clients who are willing to pay good enough or good amount of money to prefer HubSpot as the service. Now HubSpot is not just one thing, rather what it does is it takes a follow up over email, also over an SMS, also over a targeted ad campaign. So there are multiple ways you can target, or rather you can play around with your client where, or play around with your potential customer where you can bombard things from multiple directions, and then your call can happen every 2 days or every 3 days or every 4 days.
And
So
just to
तरीके
kind
ढूंढो
of
यार,
address,
तरीके अपने अपने होते हैं.
just to address your current question, which was self-respect. First of all,
That's
be shameless.
bullshit.
That's one main rule. If you're not shameless, if you're afraid of judgment, you can't do sales.
Exactly.
That's
So
bullshit, dude. Like,
his question is bullshit, or what I'm saying is bullshit.
no, the self-respect thing is bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it is
You have to be
absolutely BS.
shameless. I was fucking short for a moment, Rahul, but yeah, that's
Yeah,
what you do.
भाई
Just be
बेशरम बनना
shameless.
पड़ता है, बहुत ज्यादा
हाँ,
बेशरम बनना पड़ता है. रिजेक्शन सीखना पड़ता है, रिजेक्शन
हाँ.
सीखना पड़ता
There will be situations where people will tell you, you're an asshole for calling me again and again, just fuck off, or I will report. That's very common, but nobody gives a shit, right? There are 7 billion people, more than 7, I think 7.8 or 7.9 billion people in this world. No one gives a shit. So just move on to a next call. And
yeah,
one thing I think Rahul touched upon, but didn't go in detail. I don't want to go in a lot of detail as well, but use CRMs, use a process. Sales call का मतलब ये नहीं होता. Like I believe this is a personal opinion, and I say this as a marketer. I'm not a sales guy. Sales has an inner funnel in it, which is who to call at what point. For example, Rahul mentioned, right? Someone who has seen your landing page, you want to call them first. Someone who has just filled the form, you want to call them second. So who to call, when to call, what to say to them, what to say to the other guy, how to
Hmm.
follow up. That's a whole funnel in itself.
So this is a little advanced, but I'll just mention it like since you have talked about it. So this is what technologies help you do. So based upon where the contact is coming from, you can have different stages set and then every stage can have a different priority. So for example, anyone coming through a form, I would keep them through a ad wala form. I'll keep them as a lead, so they will be below an opportunity, which will be someone who has filled out a landing page. So automatically when I go to see my tasks for today, my opportunities will be above my lead. So that you to kind of keep things in structured. This is a little advanced concept, not necessarily important for this use case, but yeah, these things help a lot.
Actually, just it is actually, it can be broken down into something basic as well. That's of course I get your point, Rahul, when you say that it's advanced. Basically, you're prioritizing who to call first, who to call later, who's more important.
Exactly.
That's the essence of that. You can even do that on a Google Doc. You don't need to use like a HubSpot CRM to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also these lead generation forms, do they work in India?
No,
God.
nothing works in India.
Okay,
I'm tired of
that's
this
a different
question.
take. That's a different take. But like Facebook ads and everything, yeah, kinda.
No, I was just asking from perspective कि do people really bother to fill up forms in India? वैसे
Yeah, dude.
Bro, कल एक बंदा आया, विवेक बिंद्रा का फैन. मैंने बोला विवेक बिंद्रा के बजाय वाई कॉम्बिनेटर को देखो. वो बोलता है इंडियन कंटेंट नहीं है. मैंने बोला बस, अब कुछ कह ही नहीं सकते.
Rahul, bro, तू अलग जोन में चला जा रहा
राहुल जोन में पहुंच चुका
है।
है
हाँ,
बिकॉज सवा घंटा हो गया. आई जस्ट
we
सॉ
need to end
राइट
this
नाउ
now. We need to
सवा
end
या
this.
1.5 घंटा हो गया. हमने ये केस स्टडी को पूरा खोल
Yeah,
के रख दिया है एंड आई एम जस्ट सरप्राइज कि हम 6-8 महीने से साथ में बात कर रहे हैं. अब तक हमने क्यों नहीं किया आज जो करा आपने.
yeah. This actually,
Dude, this was
what,
crazy amazing what we did today.
so when this is like the things we used to do when we joined Avalon.
Exactly.
And with Rahul,
पूरा का
it has been powered up even more.
चल यार ये डिस्ट्रैक्ट होने के पहले इज देयर एनीथिंग मोर टू दिस केस स्टडी या दिस इज लाइक अ रैप अप कि ये भाई हो गया अभी ये पूरा.
I'm done.
राहुल भाई.
I would say I'm done. Just one thing which I would like to add uh, is understand your strengths. So maybe you cannot compete with you know, bigger names on certain situations, on certain cases, which is like I just mentioned the Byju's ad. You cannot compete by creating something like that with these players, but maybe you can compete with doing something which is more and more direct in nature. So understand what your strengths are. And this is a little trial and error based process, but you need to figure out what's the USP for this particular client is going to be. So sometimes it's the face, so maybe that can be a USP. And then all of the efforts ranging from marketing to sales to on ground marketing, everything needs to be keeping that in the front line. For example, uh, let's say maybe you cannot create something as amazing as Fitzy, but you can offer a 7-day free trial where student can come and take a demo class for 7 days, right? So now this is your thing. So you have to kind of ensure that marketing is talking about it. You have to ensure sales is talking about it. You have to ensure your on ground efforts are about this. So figure out what those 5-6 things are. Not they're generally not 5-6, they're generally it's 1-2. So identifying these 1-2 leverage points over the bigger players is very important. So like for IT and Gurukul, it was giving out sample papers rather than giving that typical brochure or typical pamphlet. So figure out what that leverage against everyone else is for you, and then use that to kind of go in and then just use across the all the efforts. So not just one, across all the 3-4 efforts. Then that's truly proper example of having a very strong connected sales and marketing effort. So yeah, that will be like the end of the case study from my end.
भाई 40 लौंडे वीसी पे सुन रहे हैं रात के 2:30 बजे. भाई ये
Sumit, do you want to add
गजब
something?
चीज
Because
है.
I have a closing statement. So
नहीं 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 भाई मैं भाई तू बोल ले तेरे को जो बोलना है बोल ले. मजा
because
आ
I
गया.
just I just realized this. Guys, I
हम्म.
think we are here since an hour and a half, and
Yep.
just to let every one of you know, please कल ही freelancer or agency owner जो भी होता हूँ, please don't just go tomorrow only and अभी कल सुबह institute को call कर दिया मेरे को सब आता है, I will kill it for you. We have only in 1.5 hour we have only touched base upon all these steps. We can take 10 to 20 hour sessions for every step in detail.
Yeah.
This is how deep this shit is. Converting people, it's not a very easy process, guys. It's very detailed. So don't be like you know everything now. Find one
But
step where you can excel here and kill
ओजस
it.
क्या करते हैं पता है क्या? Let's also keep them what's at the end of this entire meet that we discussed.
Yeah,
हर लीड के पीछे आप कम से कम 10% एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हो, and that is for the lead that
100%.
you convert. Forget about marketing का बजट, एडवर्टाइजिंग का बजट. अगर आप 30 पीसेस 30 पीसेस ऑफ कंटेंट डाल रहे हो किसी एजेंसी, लाइक किसी ऐसे इंस्टीट्यूट के लिए,
Institute.
उसका आप मिनिमम 15,000 चार्ज कर सकते हो. एडवर्टाइजिंग ऑप्टिमाइजेशन महीने का आप 5,000 चार्ज कर सकते हो. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट समवन हु इज अ बिगिनर इन दिस.
Hmm.
और ये रेकरिंग चलने वाला है महीना टू महीना, और हर कन्वर्जन के पीछे मिनिमम 10% अमाउंट.
Actually, yeah, keep that for sure. Don't go without because it's actually work for you and for your client as well. Keeping
Yeah,
incentives.
एंड ट्रस्ट मी,
yeah,
मैंने
and so
बहुत बहुत चीप रेट्स बताए. 15,000 में आप इतना
100%.
कंसिस्टेंट पोस्ट डालना, दैट्स शिट
But
चीप.
also understand this. There are agencies out there that do this for 300, 3,500 bucks. But also understand there are agencies out there who do this for 5 lakh or more.
yeah,
So
and
know
for sales you
know
can
where you
keep it
stand.
commission based if you're a beginner, and keep it commission based.
Yeah, that's a very good place to start because sales I believe is one thing where portfolio mostly exists bhi nahi karta. Just results is data is what exists. So
Yep, toughest
in
job in the
that
world.
case you can just be like, I don't have anything to show you, but if I don't help you make money, I don't get money.
Yeah, commission based as a beginner. As a
Yeah.
beginner.
Cool. I
नहीं
think
करता
let's
यार.
just end that there. Otherwise,
नहीं
again,
यार, इधर
ये
खत्म कर देते हैं,
तुम्हें
बहुत ज्यादा हो गया,
तुम्हें
लोगों
तू
के लिए भी
कहाँ
इंटरेस्टिंग
प्राइसिंग में
ओवरलोड.
चला गया? प्राइसिंग इज सच अ डिटेल्ड कॉन्सेप्ट. उसको कंटिन्यू नहीं करेंगे. राहुल अगर मूड में आ गया तो 2 घंटे और कहीं नहीं गए.